Hello friends, welcome to Data Pandit. Today we are going to talk about a new services launched by uh, Amazon Web Services. This is called Wormpool. So as part of EC2 Auto Scaling groups, they have launched one more services to enhance the capability of EC2 Auto Scaling group. So in terms of latency, it is very effective and it is very in terms of cost and and in terms of getting the in terms of achieving the horizontal scaling whenever whenever the traffic increases and we need the more capacity to handle the current traffic. So so they have launched the warm pool. So first let's talk about the auto scaling group. What was the auto scaling group? So in as part of auto scaling group, depending upon template, we had to configure the scaling group so that as and when the demand occurs, so the horizontal scaling of the EC2 instance can happen. So let's say our auto scaling group is if auto scale. If you don't know about the auto scaling group, then you can visit my one of the tutorial which was I have uploaded earlier. Okay, the link I will give into the description section. Okay, and the auto scaling group was designed in such a way that it has to configure the minimum capacity, minimum size of auto scaling group, and the desired capacity, and what could be the maximum capacity. So it was allowing us to see these three parameters. And so if we know that our capacity can be fulfilled within a two instance, and at times when our network or bandwidth, uh, I mean, there is no much traffic on the server, or we don't need many instances, then only minimum one can be sufficient, and we could provision the more resources depending upon the traffic. So in this autoscale group, this is a minimum size is one, desired capacity is one, and maximum is four, so that at times our requirement could go up to the four is EC2 instances. So so what was auto scaling group was able to do is in terms of fault tolerance, like it could detect when any instance is unhealthy, and it could terminate it and launch the instance and replace it, launch the new instance and replace it. So in terms of fault tolerance, it was very effective, and availability in the sense of it was ensuring that our application has the right amount of capacity to handle the current traffic demand. You know, and in terms of cost management, or it was very cost effective because it was saving the money, because it was dynamically associating the instance as and when needed, and it was terminating also when scaling happens whenever we do not need the particular instance. Then in those cases, the cost, in terms of cost, it was very effective. So now, the worm pool comes. The worm pool has wormholes is very effective in terms of whenever we have to provision the larger EC2 instances, and it will take time to provision those resources as part of auto scaling group. So it will take their own time to to install the software and patches and to prepare the machine so that it can serve the incoming demand. The time between the request comes to the auto scaling group, and auto scaling group has to prepare the machine and give it to the user. So that time, to reduce that time, so AWS has come up with the warm pool. So what is the warm pool? They will be providing the you know auto configured, they're pre-initiated EC2 instances, that is, that are going to sit along with the auto scaling group, and when application needs to be scaled out, then auto scaling group can draw onto the warm pool to meet the desired capacity. The goal of worm pool is to ensure that instances are running ready, running a running state, or it could be in stopped state. Okay, ready and quickly start serving application traffic. Okay, it can accelerate the response time, for the scale out events. So, let's try to create, the worm pool, and let's practically see how the worm pool is working. So let's go to the AWS Management Console. So I have created already one of auto scaling group. So let's see what is the capacity of auto scaling group. So this is my auto scaling group. So I have already created the auto scaling group, and it has a desired capacity of 2, minimum capacity 1, and maximum capacity 4. So it is, name is auto scale test. Okay, I have given the names. So this is based on this launch template, and let's see the activity. So I have, because there are two instances running, so desired capacity is 2. So there are these two machines already, launched. They took around 1.5 minute, not 1.5 minutes. It's kind of, yeah, 30-40 seconds. Okay. Go to the instance management. So these two instances are, running on US West 2A. There is no worm pool as of now. Okay, there is no worm pool instances. And let's go to the, let's see, what is there in the EC2 dashboard. So EC2 dashboard, let me refresh it. So these two instances are running F79, 39D. Okay, F79 and 39D. Okay. So now let's go ahead and create the worm pool. So what we need to do is we need to go to the auto scaling group, click on auto scaling group, go to the instance management. Under the instance management, you have create worm pool. So click on create worm pool. So this is this, so there are two options available. One pool state. So what, it could be running state or it could be stopped state. Stopped state is like the provisioned instances, so provisioned instances will be in the ready but in stop state. So you won't have to incur any charges. The volume charges will apply. So whatever the hard disk volume is going to take, only those charges will be applied. If it is a running state, then the CPU cycle and those, those other EC, elastic IP, if it is there, then those charges also would be there. Okay. So the minimum worm pool size. So it is asking that how many instances should be created and ready in ready state. So there are two options here. Okay, we can give. So let's say if we are giving the minimum size as 2. So what is going to happen is there will be two instances which will be in the stopped state and ready for the launch. And when the scale out happens in as part of auto scaling group, those two instances will go and join the auto scaling group. Okay. Now, and normally the number of instances would be depending upon the desired capacity of the auto scaling group, and the difference between the desired capacity of the auto scaling group and the maximum capacity of the auto scaling group. So let's see if maximum capacity is 10 for the particular auto scaling group, and the desired capacity is 6, then 4 would be the minimum, size of the worm pool size. And there is another way. So it's saying that define a set of number of instances. So if the desired capacity is 6, and and the maximum capacity for, if you are specifying, I'm specifying 8 here. Okay. let's say 8. So the worm pool size would be 8 minus 6, only two instances. Okay. So certain number of instances to use the worm pool max prepared capacity. Okay. So I'm not taking that. I'm making it a equal size of auto scaling group. Okay. Now I'm going to create it. See, so I'm just refreshing it. Worm pool has already created. Yeah. Okay. Minimum worm pool size. So you see, these instance has been all coming. Okay. So the status is currently pending state. So they are taking some more time. Okay. And see if I'm refreshing it. Okay. Current wormhole size is 0, minimum wormhole size is 2 instances, and maximum I have given the 4. Okay. Okay, it will take some more time. See here, nothing is going to happen here. Let me see that activity, what is happening. So these two instances, right? So they were already came whenever, because my to scaling auto scaling groups minimum capacity was desired capacity was 2. So these 239D and F79 were already there, and these newly came up. These two newly come. See, launching a new EC2 instance as a worm pool. So 908 and AC0 has come as part of worm. Okay, this has been successful, and this is also taking some more time. Okay. Let me go to instance management. So these 79 and 39D is my already 39D and F79. Okay, and all are running in USS2. Let me, sorry. So yeah, it has come and stopped. It's still coming actually. This has come DAC0. DAC0 has already come and it is in step stop. Okay, this is in healthy status. Now, meanwhile, we will go to the EC2 management console and see what is happening here. See, so there are four EC2 instances, with two are already running, and DAC0 and 908 has come. So currently, first one is in stop stage, and this is also pending. Let me see. Current mobile minimum one plus has two. But let me see what was that. Yeah, there were two minimum mobiles is two. Take some more time, it seems. So meanwhile, we will be talking about what are the what it has given as a you know benefit. So in terms of benefits of wormhole is The machines would be, residing in the whirlpool, which will be, ready ready to launch. Okay. And as and when required, the all the machines from here to go to the auto scaling group. Okay. And it will be filled up again. And when the scaling happens, then the instance would be terminated. Okay. And this will be the wormhole will be replenished again. Okay. So there are two instances when these things happen. Okay. So I think it would take a little more time. So meanwhile, we will see the life cycle of uh, these EC2 instances. What is going to happen is, I mean, the EC2 instance is launching, then the start, pending would be there, and then wait, and again, wait state, and then pending, and then stopped state, and then scale out happens. I mean, the requirement of the resource would go up, and then what is going to happen is it's going to be pending, and then wait, and then proceed, and then it would be in service. So it will be serving the request at this stage in service. And then if scale, it is case of scaling. If it is a scale in happens, I mean, the resource requirement is goes down, then it start terminating, and then terminating wait, terminating proceed, and terminated. Finally, the this is the life cycle of the instance life cycle in wormpool. Okay. Still it is pending. Okay, so increase the, let's go to the auto scaling group, and we will be editing the requirement. Let's see that the desired capacity goes up by one instance, and let's see what is going to happen now. See that activities, see the instance management. See, DAC0 has come. Okay, DAC0 was there in that wormhole, and it has come. Okay, it's launching. It is not in service. So that's what we discuss about the life cycle. Okay, pending state it is. So let's see what is there in that. So, so the new instance come here, isn't it? So let me see which one has come. Let me check. Let me go to the activity, and see, see here. So this DAC0 has automatically become successful, and it went into the DAC0, right? It went into the auto scaling group. Okay. Okay, DAC0 has went into this one, and this 41A8 is again filled up from the new capacity cam in the worm pool. Okay, launching a new EC2 instance into the worm pool. Okay, So this 908 was already there. DSC0 and 908 was already there. DSC0 was went into the auto scaling group, and this new 41A8 has come. Okay. So see, this was the auto scaling scale out function, and let's see. I mean, how scaling. So let's go and see the EC2 dashboard. So how many? There are three. One has been stopped. One is in pending state. It will be running in pending state, I think. So now, so DSC0 already come. This 79 and 39D were already there. Okay. DSC0 is joined in the auto scaling group, and 908 already newly come, and this is in 4118 stopped state. Okay. These pending and stop are in the worm pool. So let's go the scaling. So let's do this horizontal scaling now. Not in worm pool. We are going to go into the auto scaling group. So go to the details. Okay. I'm editing. Okay. Let me do the desired capacity again. Come back to the, let's say, 2. Okay. So desired capacity, let's 2. Now see the activities. First see the instances is will be terminating from here. Okay. See 79 is, sir, happens as a random. Nothing like first come first service. It's just random is happening. 79 he was already there. F79 and okay, DSC0 becomes 39D becomes in service. Okay. It was already there. DSC0 becomes in service, and it's going to terminate this one 79 F79. So in some time it will go away from this wizard, this table, and let's see what is happening here. See, it's coming as a terminated 79 terminated. Okay. So whenever it is terminated, so I think worm pool, nothing will be happening in the worm pool. Okay, see the, because it's scale out, right? Scale in. So 908 and 41.8 were already there, so nothing is going to happen. But here there will be a termination. Okay, so these pending and these will be stopped because the minimum capacity of the worm pool is this. Okay, because we are not changing the worm pool capacity. Okay, so these will remain as it is. Okay, because the instances are terminated when the requirement is low, so worm pool remain as it is. If we are changing the worm pool size, then these will be increased or decreased. Okay, so this is all about the worm pool. This is all about the worm pool, and so there are some limitations of the worm pool. As of now, there are some, it's not, no, they are not for the mixed instance type, they are not supporting, you know and a worm pool cannot be added whenever the auto scaling group has a mixed instance type, or if they are using the sport instances. Okay, and so there are the support for the cloud formation and code deployment purposes. Those are maybe services currently are not available. They may be coming. And for the elastic container services, right, and the elastic Kubernetes services, they from they can if those instances are used within those services, then they can schedule a job to provision these resources. Okay, so with that, thank you so much.